Today I'm going to be discussing cardiovascular disease in Fiji. Some details about Fiji. Fiji is a tropical island in the South Pacific Ocean, and it has a population of about 947,760 people. The majority of the land is mountains from volcanic eruptions, so it's not your typical tropical island that you would normally think of. Health factors that affect the health in Fiji can be limited agricultural resources due to their volcanic terrain, high community involvement, limited funding and health resources due to their very remote location, and they have very different types of cultures and religions throughout the island. There's a 24.1% poverty rate in Fiji. So it's not extremely high, but it's also not extremely low. It affects about like 1/4 of the population. So what is cardiovascular disease in the first place? Cardiovascular diseases are issues and diseases in the heart, such as heart disease, heart attack, heart failure, stroke, arrhythmia, and heart valve problems. The cardiovascular disease rank in Fiji is top 20% mortality rate for cardiovascular diseases, and this rank is worldwide. Fiji ranks 21st in World Health ranking for cardiovascular diseases, and it's the second leading cause of death. It's the first leading cause of death in the United States, but our ranking is much lower in terms of the World Health ranking for cardiovascular diseases. Treatment and prevention for cardiovascular diseases in Fiji. They have quite a few preventions and tactics that they're going to be using. So some of them are guidelines for the management of CVDs. They have an action plan in place for CVDs, and they have increased the amount of drugs that they are giving out to people, and as well as the access to these drugs. And they include ACE inhibitors, aspirin, and beta blockers. They also have a national tobacco control program, plans to reduce physical inactivity, plans for healthy diets, plans for reduction of overuse of alcohol, and they have an operational unit in the Ministry of Health that overlooks everything in Fiji, so they are ensuring that they are doing everything they possibly can to get their rates a bit better. So how Fiji is combating the issue? They actually did really well despite their rank of incorporating all the necessary prevention and treatments for cardiovascular disease in terms of policies and practices. They checked off all the boxes for what they need to be implementing and doing. But despite this, they do have very limited resources such as clinics, professionals, research and education, and funds to combat the cardiovascular disease problem. Heart disease is too expensive to treat in Fiji. The main focus of their healthcare clinics and hospitals, despite their efforts to make it larger, is low cost and low risk treatments. And this is because they don't have the resources that they need to be doing high risk operations. So it would be a lot more damaging to try to do them without everything that they need. The higher risk patients are usually required to be flown out for treatment. And this is not an option for a lot living in Fiji because the cost to fly out of an island and get care is extremely expensive. And the poverty rate, like I mentioned earlier, is about like 1/4. And economically, compared to the United States, they don't have a lot of money as a whole country. Here are my references that I used throughout the video. That's pretty much the sum of everything you need to know about cardiovascular disease and how Fiji is combating it and the issues that they're coming across on being a remote island. So, thanks for watching.